Welcome to the World Cup semi-final between India and South Africa at Leeds. You were out in the middle earlier, Jim. How did the pitch look then?
Thanks, Richie. This is a good cricket surface. It's pretty flat with just a tinge of greenness. It should favour the batsman, although disciplined bowling will produce results, particularly early on, when there might be some movement off the seam. A tough call, perhaps a good toss to lose. Back to you, Richie.
It's in the air. That's the first boundary for Ganguly. India, no wicket for 4. Donald to Ganguly. Well bowled. Over the top and away for 4. The crowd were brought to their feet by that shot.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
Comfortably taken, no worries.
That's the early wicket they were looking for. Now they need to keep the pressure on.
Ganguly goes for only 8. Tendulkar takes his place at the crease. That over cost 8 runs. That's straight up in the air. Smashed that right out of the ground.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
India move on to 14. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. That takes him into double figures. racing away for 4. That clattered into the boards.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
That's 14 off the over now. This over is proving to be quite expensive. It's high in the air. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
That was a gift for the batsman.
18 overs are left in the innings. Donald to begin a new over. Short and smash for 4. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. India are 1 for 30. That's racing away to the fence. Tendulkar very quickly onto that one.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
That's a good shot. Tendulkar moves into double figures with those runs. 1 now for 38. Donald continues. It's high in the air. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
The score is now 1 for 42. Pollock to begin a new over. Stopped by Gibbs. Short and smash for 4. Chiwag has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Racing away for 4. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
The square drive is a tremendous shot. That was hit with great power, 4 all the way.
The 50 is up for India. Pollock is back in the attack. There it goes. A superb catch from Pollock.
It took an age to come down. The batsman really skied that one.
Chiwag goes for 26. Donald to begin a new over. There it goes. Tendulkar has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. That must be close. The umpire raised his finger and he's out. Tendulkar has gone for 20. Ramesh takes his place at the crease. It's in the air. That's the first boundary for Ramesh. good shot. He hit that with awesome power.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
There it goes, and safe. India move on to 62. That was just a kitten's whisker away from the stumps. That's the end of the 5th over. Dravid takes his place at the crease. The field is not going to cut that off. That's the first boundary for Dravid. That's a fantastic strike.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
That's 10 off the over now. This over is proving to be quite expensive. Overpitched and crashed away. Dravid moves into double figures with those runs. That's gone high in the air. Pollock only overpitched very slightly, but it was punished.
That was a gift for the batsman.
14 overs are left for India. A mix-up with the batsman. Foolish running. That's simply throwing wickets away.
Well, they got themselves in a right mess there and paid the price.
Dravid goes for only 18. Shot. That is beautiful play. That's the first boundary for Ghana. Donald is back in the attack. Racing away for 4. There's a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
Donald continues. Cut away. The batsmen are looking for 2. Overs are left for India. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. That takes him into double figures. 4, now for number 3. That's gone high in the air. Kemp is underneath it and takes it comfortably. Adani goes for only 13.
That went up miles. It had snow in it by the time it came down.
Gurkha is off the mark. Pollock to bowl to Ramesh. That's a great shot. That takes him into double figures. That's gone high in the air. That was 4, no minute left his back.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
12 overs are left in the innings. Here comes the first change in bowling. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. It's in the air. Ramesh has now moved into the 20s. India have taken their total on to 5 for 107. There's a change in the bowling for South Africa. He's worked that into the gap. That's straight up in the air. Just overpitched by Luton.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
That's too short. 4 runs. He didn't know much about that, but it's edged away for 4.
The captain might be forced to make a change in the bowling if the bowler keeps bowling like that.
5, now 4 and 6. He's smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Really struck that well.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
It's high in the air. Picked up very early by Ramesh.
The bowler put that right in his favourite area.
That's the end of the 10th over. Collis to begin a new over. There it goes. That's the first boundary for a Gurkha. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. Gurkha moves into double figures with those runs. India, 5 foot and 32. That's straight up in the air. That went a long way back into the stands.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
Klusner to begin a new over. He smashed that one right out of the ground. The 6th of the partnership has moved on to 51. 5 foot and 34. Klusner at the start of his run-up. Klusner continues. Well, that'll beat the fielder. This batsman won't miss anything that's short.
But if you're going to pitch that short, you'll get punished.
Ramesh is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. That's gone high in the air. Rhodes had a lot of ground to cover there.
He took a great catch there. The batsman will be gutted about it.
Gurkha goes for 17. Overpitched and 4. That's the first boundary for Mongia. There it goes. Pollock couldn't quite reach it. Played into the gap. He's going to have to move here. Collis to bowl to Mongia. There it goes. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He'll be pleased with that one. It came sweetly out of the middle of the bat.
India move on to 158. Well taken.
The fielder did well there. He made it look easy, but it was a difficult catch to take.
Mongia goes for only 8. Khan takes his place at the crease. It's in the air. That's the first boundary for Khan. 7 overs are left for India. Got hold of that one, 4 runs. He's getting a standing ovation from this excellent crowd. That's 54 runs.
He deserves the applause from the crowd. He's played really well.
Klusner at the start of his run-up. There it goes. Cullinan, a lot of ground to cover there.
That was moving pretty quickly, and he did well to cling onto it.
Ramesh has gone for 52. Singh facing his first ball. Klusner at the start of his run-up. It's in the air. That's the first boundary for Singh. There it goes. Hardly seemed to hit that, yet it sailed over the ropes.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
That over eased the pressure on the batting team. Khan waiting at the striker's end. It's high in the air. That clattered into the boards.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
It's in the air. Smashed that right out of the ground.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
8 now for an 86. That's 10 off the over now. The bowler really needs to keep it tight up. The batsman will have to run these. Stopped in the covers. Cullis to Singh. Super bowling there. It might just have done too much. That's the end of the 15th over. Klusner to begin a new over. That's gone high in the air. Just overpitched by Klusner.
That's not the right line to bowl to this batsman. He'll punish anything there.
8 now for 191. A long hop and punish. Khan has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. That's gone high in the air. That over cost 8 runs. We're about to see a change in the bowling. That's gone high in the air. That takes him into double figures. Khan facing. Oh, what a catch, Cullen.
Excellent catch. The batsman can't believe he held on to that.
Khan goes for 23. Shot. That is beautiful play. It's the first boundary for Srinath. India 9 for 200. It's high in the air. batsman will have to run these. It's high in the air. He spilled it. Dear, dear.
He really made a mess of getting to that. He didn't actually get near it in the end.
3 overs are left for India. We're about to see a change in the bowling. It's in the air, but it's 4 runs. He timed that to perfection.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
There should be some runs here. Srinath moves into double figures with those runs. There's a mix-up with the batsman. India has been bowled out for ball 6.
That puts them in a commanding position.
207 runs required. So to sum up then, India win by 70 runs.